Today we're going to be talking about something I really need to work on my personal game. At what speed do you carry your game? At what speed do you run it? There's two issues here. You can either go really fast, which is usually my problem, or you can go too slow. So we're going to be talking about that and see what are the problems with each approach. I mean, there's no real solution, like no real silver bullet here to fix this, but at least by talking about it, we can kind of think about it and remind us the next time we are running our game to either slow down or hurry up. So let's start with a fast game. The reason that I run a fast game personally is because I am very afraid of losing my players. I don't want them to be bored. I don't want things to drag. This affects the game in many ways. For example, it can make your descriptions lacking. You lose some of that suspension of disbelief that you need in the game. Narrative suffers because it just hurried. You're just barfing out a bunch of descriptions and visuals and senses, and that might cause players to actually miss stuff, even miss important things about that place they are in right now. You want to take your time describing the areas, the rooms they go into, the people, which brings another point, Npc Dialogue. It happened recently in one of my sessions where after they interacted with a particular NPC that was important to the game, afterwards when I went home, I didn't get any complaints from the players, because that's the thing. They won't tell you probably because they don't know if it's right or wrong. It would be hard to know unless it's something really extreme. But I realized that I basically rushed through the whole presentation of the NPC, through the whole dialogue. The impact that NPC was supposed to have was gone because I just rushed through it. Silence is as effective in descriptions as words. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to pause. It's okay to breathe. Let the character breathe. Let the situation breathe. Another thing when you actually need to slow down, and this might sound like counterproductive, but hear me out, combat. I'm not talking about slowing the game down because you're looking up rules, because you are trying to figure out things. First of all, those might be natural slowdowns and there's no way around them, especially with spells, like figure out exactly how this or that spell works, or special, not often used features of certain character classes. Yeah, definitely, the game's gonna slow down. That's normal. You don't want then to overcompensate for those slow moments in your combat and then just rush through things. Because, I'll give you an example. One thing that has been happening to me recently is that I've been skipping players. My players, in their patience and their love for the game, they have been very understanding. If I went a little bit slower, I took my time, and I didn't want to ramp up the excitement all the time, maybe I wouldn't be missing players in their round. You can then take it easy with your descriptions, with how combat evolves, the spell effects. You can make it more dramatic, especially when it's like a killing blow or you know, anything that is really important or give ambience to the game. You pace yourself, make sure to slow down your game so that all that information about combat, people, places, spells, all that stuff has time to penetrate their mind. You give them enough time to make a visual of what's going on. That might even improve player interaction with NPCs, with combat decisions, with everything. It will definitely help your adventure. Now, the flip side of running a game really fast is running a game really slow. And usually this doesn't happen because of narration or the way you describe things. It's rare to find people that actually speak really slow, but it can happen. Keep that in mind if you're a person that tends to speak really slowly. That usually a slow game comes from lack of preparation. Maybe you don't have all the right notes with you. Maybe you don't have the monster stats that you need for combat. Maybe you're thinking too many things on the fly. If your game is running too slow and you're losing player interest, maybe you have to wing it. Maybe you have to make quicker decisions. Maybe you have to improvise more. Not every decision you're going to make as a dungeon master is going to be perfect. Sometimes you make stupid decisions. And I've had situations where dumb decisions from my part have turned out to be really interesting options for the game and has actually caused very cool situations to happen in our adventures. So make sure you're prepared, because that's going to be the first stumbling block from carrying the game at a good pace and a quick enough pace. Try to not overextend certain things, like some interactions with NPCs. Maybe we think we can keep adding and adding and adding more things to an interaction, but use your judgment and watch how the players react. There's a point you're going to notice when things are getting slow and boring, and at that point, find a good way to kind of cut the situation and move forward with the game. We have to find like a happy medium, which is not that easy sometimes. So think about what makes your game fast or slow, and then find ways to fix that. Because running the game either too fast or too slow will definitely take away from the enjoyment from you, and more importantly, from your players. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like the content of the channel, feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And until next time, keep those D20s rolling.